Basically, it's about religious communities learning to get along with each other and then making their contribution to a better world. There's more to religion than the sociological dimensions or functions of a religion. There's, in what in the common parlance is, there's added value that religion brings. So we want both religious communities as communities. That's very important to us. It's not just religious leaders. It's not just what I call the usual suspects, the 4 Buddhists, the 2 Baha'is, the 6 Presbyterians that come to everything. But we're really trying to work with communities as communities. How do those communities get along with each other? And increasingly they're living next door to each other in major metropolitan areas around the world. And when there's tension between Hindus and Muslims in India, or Jews and Muslims in Palestine, or Christians and Muslims in Indonesia, or any kind of religious conflict somewhere in the world, those communities in Delhi or Philadelphia also experience that tension. And then what unique contribution does religion and spirituality have to make to the world? I'll give you a quick example. Secular people in the environmental movement have been telling me recently that they failed, that all the doomsday scenarios, the mountain of statistics and scientific data about where we're headed is paralyzing people, it's not moving people. And unless we recover a sense of the sacredness of the earth again, we're not going to have the impetus to act on that. And that's something that religion and spirituality can bring. So we're looking for that added value, that special something that religion can make a contribution to the world. So this Parliament is about introducing religious communities to each other and then exploring what is that unique contribution religion and spirituality can make. First of all, I cannot think of the ethical or the spiritual apart from the relational. So part of the work of the Parliament is actively relating people to each other. So the first qualifier I always have on recontextualization is that it's not just on paper. It must take place in the context of real human beings encountering each other and talking and experiencing the issues facing them. I have enough trust that if that is the context, then the intellectual work or the ethical, moral work that needs to be done will be done. So the Parliament is an effort to do both the relational work and the intellectual work. And you get some people who are just doing the relational work, and then it gets thin. It doesn't take advantage of knowledge or wisdom, either the depth throughout time or the new breadth that we have. So relational must be informed by that, or it's abstract, it's just on paper, and it's like Icarus, it just flies up and then it doesn't really, it crashes to the ground. So we're trying to hold both sides of that. I also have a great interest in mainstream religion, because if I could describe kind of 3 streams, there's the mindset in every community that's never going to be open to change. That the cultural trappings that the original wisdom was passed on to cannot be separated. So nothing is relativized. Then you have the other side of the coin that loses touch with that original wisdom and just accommodates itself to the new context, totally, or too much. Let's take the role of women. You have a group of a mindset that's, that wants a patriarchal society, that sees the subjugation of women as part of the eternal divine truth, and it's going to be hard to jackhammer that out. You have another group that any traditional observance by women of their religion is kowtowing to patriarchy. So the veil is only a prison, rather than maybe a style of modesty that can be liberating or oppressive. So you catch my drift there. And I'm really, 90% of the people on this planet, or 60%, fall into the middle range, what we would call traditional religion, and that's the group I want to work with. That's the group I want to help recontextualize their tradition while hanging on to what is essential about it. But I want everybody to come, and the Parliament tends to be associated with that group that's always open, the second group. But I'm really interested in pulling along the middle.
Yeah.
Because
in a certain sense, no matter, because when they start moving, the world's going to change in the most fundamental way.
That's correct.
And you can say, well, you could have the leading edge minority who are going to move forward, but unless the other 2/3 of the planet is at least beginning to move forward, ultimately it'll never be enough.
Right. I would say the middle third, the 1/3. In baseball, they say you're going to lose 60 games, you're going to win 60 games. It's the other 40 games that make the difference. It's that middle group. And that's the group we want to tip. That's right. The cutting edge, those who are never going to change. How do we move that middle group?